I have no place for my tools. Well folks, hello and welcome back to the Relaxing Wood Shop. Of course, my name is David. It is freezing outside, even though we're in the middle of April. It is about 7 degrees Celsius. Don't know what that is in Fahrenheit for all our watchers in America. But as you know, this was going to be a workshop tour because we've been working very, very hard to get everything ready for all the people who've been watching multiple videos of getting the building set up. But I've been having problems with just tools everywhere, and by I mean everywhere. So I've decided to buy some shadow foam, and we're going to cut out shadow foams to put all the tools in, and we're going to put a frame around the shadow foam. We're going to paint it black, and we're going to get it mounted on the wall. I want to do this on the super budget tightness. Super budget tightness, don't know if that one's a word. But yes, so I want to be able to build a frame within £3, £3, which is probably about $4 at a guess. So what I want to do is make this as cheap as possible, but look, $1 million. So let's go. Folks, so even though we're getting there, the place is still, there's bits and bobs everywhere, so there is. So what we need to do, we need to build the frame, first of all, for the shadow foam. So in case anybody doesn't know what shadow foam is, this is shadow foam, okay? So you can buy it in multiple different sizes. What you do, it's been around for a few years and it's got a lot of good reports, so it has. So what you do is you set your tool on here, trace it out, which I'm going to show you how to do, get the depth that you want, pull it back, and then the tool will set in. That's an easy form. Obviously it takes a wee bit longer than that, so it does. What you do is you get your two different colour tones. So this one's the black to match all the black, and then the green to go again. A lot of my tools are green because I do like Ryobi. So what we'll do is we'll set that up. The frame, we're simply going to buy a piece of timber that costs less than £3, one single piece of timber, and then we'll cut it down to measure. Now, when these come, they're not completely 100% perfectly measured, so I measured this one, and I was half a centimetre longer on this side, and I was a quarter of a centimetre long on that side, so you always have to measure them individually to make sure they're right. Some guys go to the IKEA stores, and as you know, all these furnitures were customised from the IKEA store, but I just wanted to keep this really down to a budget. So let's get cutting. Now, before getting anybody saying, why have you connected that? Why have you... I have in place a vacuum cleaner, one of the compact vacuum cleaners in here with the pipe. I just need to drill a hole through there and a hole through there to get it in. Again, that's another wee project that I need to do. So this is just to keep the dust down. Okay folks, here we go, all frame cut out. Now, you have two options to do, or a few different options, but one of the biggest ones people probably use in this is a pocket hole. Now I have a pocket hole jig, but a lot of people don't have a pocket hole jig, and we're trying to make this as easy as possible to do with maximum effect and look. So all we're going to do is going to put a couple of screws on each side to bring the frame together. Now, remember when you're putting the screws in, this is going to be sprayed in a colour of your choice. So if you're leaving it with a natural wood, I wouldn't encourage you to put screws in. But if you're painting it black or things like that, put the standard screws in. Let's make it really quick and put the frame together. Now you see it pre-drilling. I buy these turbo screws. Now, excuse me if this goes out of focus when I go in. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll go a bit more. But those there basically have hundreds of wee tiny teeth that pre-drill as you drill. Big fan of them. And there it is, simple as that, frame done. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say, I do plan on putting the Relaxing Woodshop logo there, just to let you know. So, what we're going to now do is paint this black, then we're going to just actually, I probably should test that the foam fits in it first, then if we're happy, we'll paint the black, then we're going to put the brackets on, and then we're going to cut the foam itself. It's not snow foam, shadow foam. Okay folks, there we have it. There's the one there. Foam fits perfectly, and then it duplicated itself, and we have another one. So we do just like that. So what we're going to do now is take out the foam, put on the back brackets, and then we're going to paint these bad boys. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to put that on the wall here, so when we're putting the brackets on, we want a bracket to this side and a bracket to that side, because the cable are running through the centre and we don't want to be punching through any electric wires and starting the whole process there. So bracket to bracket. You could put 4 brackets in if you really want to in each edge, if you were putting very heavy stuff into them. To be honest, if you're putting 4 screws into concrete and 4 screws into the wood, I can't see it going anywhere in a hurry. Okay folks, so as you can see I made those marks there. The reason I've done that is time restraining. So that allows me to paint this black, and then while it's drying we'll drill the holes into the wall. Okay, now that we have that done, what we're on to is cutting the foam. So, lay out whatever you want. Now, first of all, I don't classify myself as anyway at all a professional at foam cutting. It's just, this is my first kind of go. So I've done 2 just to test that I'm not going to mess it up, and we're good. So lay them out the way you would like them to be either presented, whether you're presenting your tools, or accessible, or a bit of both, because this is all about when your workshop's nice, you want to keep it neat and tidy. So let's cut one out and show you how I did these 2, and then we'll probably skip, because every single one takes about 4 to 5 minutes, well 3 to 4 minutes, and we'll be at this for quite a while, even on a time lapse. But I did one a wee bit earlier when you weren't looking, and we'll come to it in a minute. Okay folks, so as you can see, basically you cut out the handle bit, which is the deeper bit, pull that away, cut out the thin bit, take it out, and then put it in. And if you need to do any adjustments, you can just go back and dig another wee trench down into it. You can buy kits from Shadow Foam, which are sharper blades and all that there. But I think for standard knife, you can still do it if you're trying to keep on to a budget. Now, rather than me doing all that and boring the life out of you, here's one I did earlier. Ta-da! It is so easy and so handy. I am not joking you. Anything you need, you just grab it, use what you need to use, make sure it goes back when you're finished with it, going nowhere, steady, set and break. So I am very, very, very happy with it. In fact, I'm so happy with it that I'm going to put multiple of these around the shop. And then I'm really considering, I've got an idea in one of my shows, I want to try and build out drop-out drawers that can slide past the sliding or the fold-out door and give me more access, and I might even get a couple more Shadow Foams for it. So let's see how it goes. Depends on how well and how much we can budget for. So guys, I hope you loved the show this week. Apologise for it being so long in coming out, but we've just been having a lot going on. So in about 2 weeks' time, I'll probably do another video, maybe one of those roll-out cupboards, and then we're going to do a shop tour. So until then, we look forward to seeing you next time on the Relaxing Wood Shop.